Greetings, guys. Greetings to everybody watching us from wherever you're watching us from. Greetings to you. My name is Brian, speaking from Ghana, and today I am in one of the districts in Ghana, and this is a message to our people in Uganda. Okay, this is a message to our people in Uganda, and we are still preaching for peace in Uganda. We are still preaching for peace in Uganda. You know, next month, which is next year, 2026, that is January 15th, our people in Uganda are going to have a general election. And we, as the people of Ghana, we are calling for the peace. We, the people of Ghana, are calling for peace in Uganda. Now, this election is a crucial one because this particular one, everybody wants change, okay? Everybody is calling for change. So this particular election, it's not going to be the normal election where people can try to rig the election or try to steal the election. This particular election, the youth are eager for change. Everybody is calling for change in Uganda. So now this is what we are calling for. We are calling for that. We, the people of Ghana, are saying that this particular election, which is going to happen on the 15th of January 2026, which is next month, the people of Ghana, we are calling for peace. That's the first thing. We are calling for peace in Uganda. We want free, credible, and fair elections in Uganda. We do not want war in Uganda. We do not want fightings in Uganda. We do not want atrocities in Uganda. We do not want to see people being intimidated. We do not want to see citizens being brutalized by police and military. We do not want to see anything from the security being unleashed on the people of Uganda, because election is not about fighting. Election is not about intimidation. Election is not about guns. Election is not about police brutality, military brutality, and all kinds of stuff. Election is about peace. Election is about going to use your time, using your time to just vote for somebody whom you think can lead you. Election is about just your time. Apart from your time, there is nothing again. We don't use police, we don't use military with weapons to handle elections. Election is about peace. So we are calling for...
There is a country in Africa that is being run like a family business.
Their worry is MESSEGE becoming a president. If we chase Museveni to go away, and some people are saying you have stayed long, let me hold his hand and take him so that we can all live and the country moves on. If there are people who think that I am a problem. So I have never been looking for an office. It's not my mission to become president of Uganda. It's my mission to make sure that I live in a free Uganda. The constitution of Uganda will not be surrendered to Mr. Museveni, and that we are going to do everything within our power to make sure that Mr. Museveni does not appear on any other ballot paper ever again.
Now we have Dr. Kizza Besigye in prison. How many times is this government going to imprison Dr. Kizza Besigye? Have we not had enough of imprisoning Dr. Kizza Besigye? If he died in prison, what would we explain to this country? What would we explain to this country? Why can't we produce him in courts where it's supposed to be produced? There are several constitutional rulings, even to the Supreme Court level, requiring that civilians should be tried in civil courts. Why is he still being tried in the military court? This type of torture to receive coffins of Ugandans is not the type of politics that I would want to practice when I'm a member of parliament of the ruling party.
Welcome back, family. Before I go deeper, I just want to speak to the people of Uganda. You are failing Africans. You are failing Africans, because I've tried to go through the videos of the people who are doing the videos of Uganda and how Ugandans are responding towards it. It's very annoying, because it feels like now we are the one who are interfering with their things, with their issues, with their countries. But imagine people from Nigeria, people from Ghana, people from Kenya are the one who are coming out to address the issues from the country of Uganda. This is very shameful. So the people of Uganda, I can tell you for free, you have to wake up. You are saying that you chose a peace over war, but this is not the solution, and it can never be the solution to your problems. It can never be the solution to your problems. Tanzania chose peace over war for so long. After how long? It has come to be destroyed in a single day. So it is the time you make the change. Whether you like it or not, we as Africans, we need the change. Because I believe that if one country gets the change, it gives a motivation to the entire African continent. It gives power to the youths and everyone from the continent. And we live to know that this is the way to go. We can no longer living under monarchy leadership in Africa, whereby a lot of things is going on, things are happening which are not being exposed. Because I believe that today the people from Uganda are only speaking this because they know, because they don't have the freedom. All that is happening in that country is much, much, much dangerous. But they are not able to expose it. They are not able to speak about it because they fear. People are living in fear, but not in peace. So today I presented you the videos of Ghanaians. The Ghanaian youths are very angry. They are very angry about the Ugandan citizens, about the Ugandan youths. Because a lot of things are happening. We know today that there are many people who have locked away. There are many people who have been locked away in the country of Uganda, and the problems or the reason being that they came out to speak the truth. They came out to question the government. They came out to speak about the bad governance in this country. Where is Kizza Besigye today? Where is Besigye? You are saying that you need Museveni, and you are not complaining. So today, can you give out the reason as to why Kizza Besigye is in prison? Today, can you give the reason why Bobi Wine always being fought whenever he go to campaign? Today, can you give the reason why the protester, the people who are coming out, who are being killed in protest in campaigns, why are they being killed? If you can be aware and try to think of all this that is happening in this country, you cannot come out and start to speak about or criticizing all the people who are coming out to speak your matters. The problems of Uganda is my business as an African. The problem of Tanzania is my problem as an African, because all that is happening in that country, it might happen tomorrow in my country. And if we cannot be able to come out and condemn all this, if we cannot be able to come out and speak the truth, we are giving these leaders power. We are giving them the courage to tell them that all that they are doing is just okay. So we can only get justice. We can only get freedom. We can only get change when we come out to speak the truth, no matter what happened. No matter what happens, because it's our responsibility to do this. It is our responsibility to do this. The people of Ghana, today, can you just take an example, a good example of the leadership of Ghana today? Ghanaian President John Mahama is one of the leaders today who are in Africa, who are doing great to fight for the great change of African continent. Today, the President of Ghana is a good example of the best leadership in Africa, because they are not only fighting for their own countries, for their people, but they are fighting for the entire continent. They are fighting on behalf of the black people across the world. So today, you can feel like maybe Uganda president has given you peace, which is not bad. But do you think about tomorrow? Because the leader of Uganda has been there over 4 decades, and he's still fighting for this position. How many youths and energetic people that we are having in Uganda who can transform this country, who can change the constitution of this country, which will even favor the people to have their freedom and their rights to do all the constitution demands. Today you are going on the street and you are being killed because the Constitution does not allow you to go and demonstrate. The Constitution does not give out a peaceful demonstration. Demonstration today in the country of Uganda is a crime. That's why you are being shot and killed. We have seen how Larry Madowo, the CNN reporter, came in Uganda and people were cheering. Many people came out to speak the truth because they feel like now when they see Larry in the country of Uganda, the entire world is watching. But before that, how many journalists today are being locked away? They're in the jail. And the journalist is their right to report anything that is happening in the country. That is their role. That is their role. Whether they expose you or they protect, the journalist is not a person to protect any criminal or any offense that's being committed in any place. But a journalist is anybody who has the right to expose even the president once he mess up. But how many journalists today that we are having locked away in the country of Uganda? And now you are having a young and energetic man, Bobby Wine, who can fight and maybe transform this country because he has lived in this country and he knows all the problems that people are passing through. He knows how cruel governance or leadership of this country is. He knows the rights that has been stepped on. He knows how the silence of the youth has been ongoing. He knows all the problem and how the law enforcement officials are being used to destroy the lives of the people of Uganda. So if you see people coming out outside your country and they're coming out to speak all that is affecting you, then you must ask yourself questions. Why other people outside are able to see your problems, are able to stand up and fight for your own voice when you cannot see by yourself, when you are not ready to accept that you are in a dangerous place, when we are not ready to accept all that's happening and decide that we want a change, and as how people have decided that to come out and stand by you, you have to show support. You have to give courage to the people so that when we come out to stand for your rights, we come out knowing that these people need help. And from this, we are going to give them. I've seen after all that happened in the country of Tanzania, some of Tanzanians have been always coming out to criticize all the people, the people like who we are coming out to expose their things, to speak about their governments. They're telling us to go and focus in our own problems, in our own country's problem, because they feel like we are engaging to their matters, which it's not needed. They don't need us. They chose peace. But beside that or behind that, what's happening? Now, over 3,000 people, over 3,000 lives were taken away. Those were the people, among the people who lived maintaining that peace. But the same government they were protecting is what has come to unalive them. So it's the time as Africans, this is the only time we need to wake up and do the right thing that it will say that is only there to save our African continent, but not for supporting all the evil that are being committed in our countries. We need a change. We need a great change in African continent. What we are doing today, because today, let me tell you something, people of Uganda. Tomorrow after the retirement of Yoweri Museveni, do you know what will happen? His son will take over the country. And once he steps in, you will not be able to remove him because he will dare to stay just like the father. And as you know, the entire family of Museveni is in Uganda's power. And if from the history, it's always said that even the people who are not in position of power, but from the family of Museveni, are more powerful than even the politicians themselves. For you to go and see any family member of Uganda, you need an appointment. Even politicians make the queues, make their lines to go to wait to see a family member of Museveni. And now you want to tell me today that is what you need. That's the way, or the kind of governance that you need. That's the kind of leadership that you need. We cannot continue to live under the harsh leadership, under the harsh rule, under our own black leaders. The cruel leadership than what we are having under the colonization and slavery. So the people of Ghana today have come out to break their silence because they are watching and seeing how things are happening in this country. And next year, just next year, we are having election in that country. So what do you expect that will happen? Because majority of the people, they are demanding a change from this country. But another side or other group are just there to die protecting Museveni. I know that Museveni has been always giving peace to this country. But that's not enough. That is not enough. Because if he would have been always giving out all that's needed, then many people have come out. Many groups from human rights have come out to demand for the freedom of MESSEGE, who was only fighting for the freedom of this country, who has been always fighting against the corrupt, who has been always fighting against corruption, who has been always fighting about the bad governance. He was locked away. People have demonstrated. But now, this is the second year MESSEGE is in prison. The person who was only fighting for the freedom and the change of the country, today he's fighting for his own life in prison. And no one is there to fight for him or to protect him. Other bodies, the bodies that's supposed to be free and independent, like judiciaries, are there to be used by the government to commit all these atrocities. So it has come to the point where we as Africans, we have to wake up. We have to do the right thing. All the people who are coming out to tell us that they are okay with the Museveni and Museveni's leadership, that is yours. That is you. But we as Africans, no matter where we are coming from, but we need a change from the country of Uganda, just the same from the country of Tanzania. We need and demand for the new constitution that will give the direction on how the life and the governance should be. We need a change, because I believe the change of Uganda, the change from of Nigeria, the change of Tanzania, the change of Kenya is the change of the entire continent. Because if one mess, the entire will mess up. So it's your time to make the best decision, or you will perish.